Hello and welcome. Cuff Me Up here, and this is another Guild Wars 2 video. And since I've created my warrior's basically dream set when it comes to his armor skins, plus, you know, all exotics, I've kind of run out of things to do. So I've come back to the old Norn pastime over here in Holbrick of Keg Brawl. And as I've been playing through it, I realized most people have no idea what they're doing as they're playing the game. Or people don't even know that the game exists. So I've created this video to, you know, basically, if anyone needs, basically to make it so there will be more competition out there. I'm kind of tired of people rage quitting while fighting against me, so I'm hoping this video will help people, or inspire people to play the game a bit more, the minigame a bit more, and, you know, get better at it. Now, the first thing I want to do is discuss the different abilities you'll have. First, we're going to discuss the abilities you'll have as, well, while not holding the keg. These abilities you'll be using to either defend allies who have the keg or are running to the base thing, or to knock the keg out of someone's hands. Now, one is very simple. It basically dazes them. Well, it doesn't, you know, stop them in place, but it interrupts whatever their attack they're doing and makes it so they can't use their skills. Now, two is much more important. If you're defending, it'll interrupt them and smash them down for a couple seconds. If you're hitting someone who has the keg, it'll immediately knock it out of their hands, causing them to fumble the ball, which is pretty much essential for getting the ball back for your team. Now, three is basically a quick boost, but also an extra evade. Like, so you'll dash across for, it'll give you a quick boost, and you'll evade while doing it. Three is basically the same thing while holding the keg and while not holding the keg. But while not holding it, you get that boost, while when you are holding it, you only get the extra evade. Now, four is probably one of the more fun abilities, and it's hugely helpful for when getting across far distances. Like, say they're, dang it, they keep getting closer. Let's use them as an example. Anyway, if you need to catch up to someone who's near a keg or knock them down, just hit that. You'll zoom straight for them and kick them down. That's a very helpful ability if, you know, that's just very helpful if your opponent's near the keg and you are nowhere near it. Now, yeah, I think that pretty much clears that up. Charge. Anyway, Stomp is more of a crowd control ability. It is very helpful when defending or when, you know, first grabbing the keg. Because when defending, it can literally get all of them just off your friends like that, if you time it right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And when using it to grab the keg, you just gotta, you know, time it right as the keg flies down and over onto the field from there. And if you time it right, it'll make it so all your opponents are on the ground while the keg lands, and then you can pick it up and run off. Now we're gonna discuss the abilities you get while holding the keg. For some reason, while in this practice mode, 1 is acting like 2 and 2 is acting like 1. So these abilities will be different in the actual game, unless they like added an update that changed it or something. Anyway, your first ability will be a quick throw. You get a little thing to aim where you go. When actually in game, since these abilities seem to be messed up in the practice mode, you won't get this bar. It'll just be a quick toss, an instant thing. And it won't go up, it'll just go straight towards where you're pointing. Oh. And 2, which, well, yeah, 2, it's really weird what they did here. In-game, these are usually turned around, or they act differently. You see, most people make the mistake of just tapping too, while looking at any direction, which ends up with the keg not going very far. Now you see, the thing you want to do with this ability is aim up, basically. And you can go as far as to throw it to the moon if you do it correctly. Actually, that's not what you want to do. You want to launch it to your closer to your goal, but you get the idea. Anyway, 3, I've already said, is basically an extra evade. 4 is a stun that's better than 1 when you don't have it. You see, it'll not only will it interrupt him, if I can just hit him. Well, not only does it interrupt him, but it literally just makes him sit there for a couple seconds. You know, stunning him and dazing him. Which can be really helpful when running away. It gives you a couple seconds on your time. Ugh. See, and you just... There you go. Now, your final ability while holding the keg is 5. You know, pour ale. This is probably the strongest thing you have. It will immediately just mess everyone on the field up who's against you. They will slip all over the ice, you know. It is a great defense, and it's just a huge help when in-game. Anyway, now to discuss the final thing is you want to bring the keg back to your goalie, or whatever. You see, there is a brewmeister, or something like that, on each side of the field. A lot of players have made the mistake of trying to bring the beer keg to the other person's goal guy, when the truth is you're supposed to bring it back to your own team's side. Like, say I started from over here, I would just rush on over to the keg, and I immediately would want to head back to my goalie or whatever. I do not want to head to theirs. I've seen so many players make that mistake, thus, well, just kind of, you know, if you do that, you're going to end up handing the beer keg to your opponent if you go the wrong way. Anyway, I feel I've done a pretty good job at discussing, you know, basically the basics. So, now I'm going to play through a game or two of beer keg. And you're just kind of have fun with it. Anyway, yeah, I think I've gone across all the basics. Let's do this. Hopefully there are actually players playing the game at this time. Multiple times I've come into this area with no one around. Except me. That's also kind of why I'm making this video. I want to see more people actually playing the game. Oh, we have an opponent who seems to be AFK. Anyway, let me restate the thing. You see, 1 acts like that, and in-game 2 acts like that. See, the main way people misuse that is by not aiming while pressing 2. Like, if you can get somebody who can throw it at the keg guy nearly perfectly every time, you're most definitely gonna have a much better time winning. Either way, I would play a game, but apparently no one's playing. Anyway, and 1, while holding it, is mainly useful for going, like, boop, while running towards it. You just gotta make sure... Oh, if you're defending, make sure to be in front of your opponent. Or if you're trying to get the ball, make sure to be a little bit in front of your opponent at all times. That way, if they try and pull that little move off that I showed you off, they'll probably end up handing the ball to you. That's what you got to be careful with these throwing abilities. Got to make sure that your opponent isn't right in front of you. Or else most of the time they'll just pick it up. I didn't mean to kick her too, but I guess that works.
That's got some weight to it.
I wasted that ability. Okay, is there enough? Nope. Yes, you see, if you just use the abilities right, this becomes a whole lot easier to pull off. And
Hefty. Faster. Your team is victorious.
ow. And yeah, a lot of times you'll get poor remembered people who just start hitting you after the game. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you decide to try out Keg Brawl if you haven't played it before. But it would be nice to actually get a game with a full 10 people. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. Now get out there and start
soon.
Keg Brawling, I guess. Thanks for watching.